like to introduce you to two people who want to see me get beat tonight. Food Network's Sunny Anderson and actress, author, and TV host Allison Sweetie.
Our first contender is the executive chef at La Marina in New York City, Kelvin Fernandez. Yeah, bring it.
Our next contender, the executive chef and owner of Artisan in Paso Robles, California, Chris Kobayashi.
You'll have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice, the star of your dish. And that ingredient is shiitake mushrooms. And your time starts now.
Looking for something to make shiitake the star. As soon as I spot the bucatini pasta, it's calling my name. But because bucatini pasta is such a thick pasta, I know I gotta put this in the water right away. I won my first cooking competition when I was 16 years old, which gave me the opportunity to go to culinary school. After culinary school, I was on fire and landed my first job as an executive chef at the age of 22. And I took the restaurant to the next level. I'm the executive chef of La Marina restaurant, where I produce dishes inspired by my Latin roots.
I chose brioche because there's sweetness to it, which will pair very nicely with the shiitake's earthy flavor.
Dude, he's got like eye of the tiger right now.
I grew up eating all sorts of foods that my grandmother and my mother would cook, but in a Japanese family, it wasn't traditional for a man to be in the kitchen. So I started pursuing a life in business, but that wasn't the path for me. At age 27, I attended culinary school, and in 2006, I opened up my own restaurant. I'm making a creamed shiitake mushroom on toast with Fresno chilies and charred corn. The char on the corn will give it a really nice depth of flavor.
We'll do a nice little wild mushroom bucatini pasta, and then the star of the dish, you're gonna see at the end.
All right, well, what's up with the heavy cream? That's gonna go in your sauce?
That's gonna go on my sauce.
Ooh.
I got 2 pans going at the same time. I'm grabbing thyme, garlic, and the shiitake mushrooms, sauteing them up. I'm browning my onions, add the white wine, give it all this sweetness, and then once the stock reduces, I'm gonna add a little bit of heavy cream to start building on my sauce.
Our guy Kobayashi, he's just gonna make one little mushroom mound on the top of some toasted bread. Like, there's not a lot going on over there.
This is my edge to take my dish to the next level. I wanna make sure that the flour is coating the egg yolk completely. Dredge it in a little bit of egg wash, panko breadcrumbs for some crisp texture. Once that's ready, you gotta gently throw it in the fryer. Make sure I don't crack the egg yolk.
He is using an egg, and I'm thinking, maybe I should use an egg.
Oh, wait. We got eggs everywhere.
Poached egg really is gonna add the creaminess beyond and above what the mushroom cream sauce would give.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God!
Chris's dish looks like a solid dish, but I have nothing to worry about. I knew I got a winner right here.
My dish is super strong, so I got this. Bobby's going down.
Sunny and I have a very important job ahead of us. We are going to decide which of you can take down Bobby Flay.
So, Kelvin, tell us what you made.
Shiitake bucatini pasta with the fried egg yolk.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's delicious. It's mushroomy. That earthy flavor and smell permeated the entire dish.
I tasted the pasta separate from the mushroom, and I could still get that mushroom flavor. And the yolk, it was excellent.
But now I will say one thing about the egg. You didn't put any salt on the egg, and if you did, it wasn't enough.
Chris, tell me what you made.
A creamed shiitake on brioche toast, topped with a poached egg and Parmesan cheese.
The yolk was really smart. I can't imagine what it was like without it. Puts the whole thing together. That's excellent.
It's just perfectly oozing and perfectly seasoned. As a girl that loves bread, it's really crunchy, which is what you need in a mushroom dish. You need some texture.
What I struggled with was finding the mushroom flavor. The first thing I tasted was the corn.
I stand by my dish. Everything tastes good. I think I have it.
The chef that will go up and preferably defeat Bobby Flay is Chef Kelvin.
Let's get down to it, Kelvin. What's your signature dish?
My signature dish is meat arepas.
It is a blind taste test, and your 45 minutes starts now.
Bobby should be afraid of me because I'm young, I'm ambitious, and I got people coming across the country just to have my arepas. I'm making meat arepas with a lime-scented sour cream, creamy guacamole, and cotija cheese. I'm using skirt steak because it holds its texture well, and I only have 45 minutes, so I need a thin piece of meat.
Bobby, you're running around a lot.
Yes, sir.
Throwing arepas at me?
I remember this, Kelvin. Well, he said meat arepas, so the first thing I thought of was pork. So I'm gonna do sort of a Cuban-style pork with sour orange, a little bit of black beans, and pickled shallots. I have no idea if black beans go in arepas, but I like the black beans with the pork. So my game plan is get the pork in the pressure cooker. I'm gonna add some Fresno chilies, onions, garlic, cumin, chicken stock. The pressure cooker will actually break down the tissues and give me very, very tender pork.
He's got a pressure cooker, but I have nothing to worry about. I got my strategy in place. I'm gonna focus on my braise. Braising is when you completely submerge your protein in liquid. In one pan, I got my steak. In the second pan, I got my onions with my carrots. And I'm adding red wine into both to start reducing and add beef stock to this.
Woo! Chefs, you have less than 24 minutes.
I taste my orange glaze and the flavors aren't right. I have to cut the tartness. So I'm adding some honey for sweetness and then I'm gonna add some habanero for some heat.
I taste my braising liquid and it's just right. Next, I gotta make my arepa dough. I'm looking for smooth, creamy, with a little bit of chunks of corn in it. I'm adding a little bit of salt, sugar, cornmeal.
For the dough, I'm using cornmeal and then a little bit of salt and pepper. The dough actually seems good.
Chefs, 20 minutes.
It's time to start my guacamole. I'm getting the avocados out, start mashing them up. I'm adding a little bit of red onion, jalapeno, tomatoes, cilantro. This is gonna give my arepas color, texture, and layers of flavor.
So I'm gonna pickle some shallots with some red wine vinegar, a little bit of grenadine. It's actually syrup from pomegranates. Gives it a little sweetness and some color. Bring it to a boil, pour it over the shallots, and let them pickle.
14 minutes.
So 10 minutes to go. I have to get into the pressure cooker. There's no turning back.
Please be good, please be good, please be good.
And lo and behold, it's nice and tender.
I pull up my first batch of the arepas, and it completely falls apart on me. Right away, I realize that the oil is not hot enough.
Bobby, how are your arepas turning out?
Getting there.
Are they gonna get there in 5 minutes and 21 seconds?
I have no idea. The arepa is the thing that scares me the most. But if I nail it, Kelvin's in trouble.
There's 5 minutes left on the clock, and my arepas are falling apart. So plan B, I remold them just to get them into a nice shape, pop them in the 500-degree oven. I'm just praying for a miracle at this point.
So the clock is running down. I need to get it on the plate. I'm taking the arepas, I'm slicing them in half, spreading on the black beans, and then putting the pork on top of that and the pickled shallots on top of that.
I open up my oven, I feel the arepa, and it's crispy. I'm ready to go. Take my sour cream, zest a little bit of lime over that. Now it's time to plate.
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
I start placing the shredded skirt steak on top. I'm adding the guacamole. Now I'm gonna put this together and on the plate.
20 seconds.
The orange glaze is certainly not where I want it to be, but it's going on the plate because I need that bold flavor.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bobby, Kelvin, congratulations. Now it is time for you to meet your judges. First up, the chef owner of Ivan Ramen, Chef Ivan Orkin. The executive chef and owner of Buddha Thai, Roberto Trevino. And the chef owner of Blue Ginger and Blue Dragon, Chef Ming Tsai.
Judges, this is a blind taste test. Please start with the first plate in front of you.
When I think about an arepas and what I expect in the flavor of it, it's a really well-balanced dish. Freshness of the avocado and the brightness of the lime, it all really ties together very nicely.
The meat obviously has some type of marinade on it, which really made it super meaty, which was great. But when you get to the center of the arepa, there's a little softness to it.
I like to see the arepa be a little more crisp, but the meat is just salty enough. The dish really works well together.
All right, judges, switch plates.
The arepa is perfectly cooked. Nice crispiness. There's a really nice black bean puree in there. The pork is very tender, but there is a very pronounced sourness from this orange.
The killer here is definitely that sour orange. It's really kind of defeating the very arepa itself.
Because otherwise, it's really crispy. The beans give it a body and the authenticity of what you would imagine in a dish like this.
The judges have voted, and the winner of Battle Meat Arepa is, by unanimous decision,